98 acres, Gold Creek Lakes, Montana. My name is Miles McLaughlin here at Wilco Land. Going to show you what I consider a legacy land investment, really a unique and epic piece of property here. Just for you watching, we can split this up into 42, a 38, and an 18-acre parcel. So if you are looking for smaller acreage or you coming across one of our listings that's smaller acreage in this, keep in mind, I'm going to talk about all the acreage in this one video. Again, this total is 98 acres. It's outside of like Phillipsburg, Drummond, Missoula area, just north of Georgetown Lake in the Pintler Ranger District. So in this video, I'm going to touch things like access, location, target audience, potential uses, talk about the road going into the property and all that good stuff. So a little bit of a background here. I did send a photographer out here recently. This is a photo I want to show everybody because it really puts it into perspective how special this property is. There's not a lot of properties in this location at 8,000 feet, this remote, this primitive next to this type of lake system. So again, stay tuned. I'll talk about Gold Creek Lakes. I'll talk about the Forest Service roads up here. I'll talk about what other folks are doing with their properties. Another feature I want to talk about is there's a live stream or a creek, actually, a running creek running right down the middle of this 98 acre. I believe it sits on, the 18 acre, if you want to split these up, is where that would sit. So again, going through some photos, I sent a photographer out here, shout out to Brandon for getting up here towards the tail end of the winter, spring, or I should say spring. I think it was June, honestly. There's a lot of snow this past year and there's still snow up here at like 8,000 feet in June. So these are photos of the actual property, right? This is him standing on the property. I wanted to walk through that with you. I do have some more that he took, and I'll get to some photos from the previous owner that I have as well. So this is Gold Creek Lake down here. And again, this is actually, part of the access up to the property. This is the last little stretch up to the property. So I think it can get pretty gnarly in some spots, this access road. There are a couple of ways you can potentially get to the property. And I'll talk through all that using tools like Onyx Maps and GPS coordinates. So I wanted to show you that. And then I've got some additional photos too. So Brandon sent some more photos and I'm just going to scroll through here. You can see this gives you a pretty good idea of the area. This is looking down. He's got some other photos of the lake as well. These aren't all being advertised. I'll talk to my team about getting all these on the website too. So wanted to show you all those. There's a few more I think that he sent over, but I also want to get to show you some of these other photos that we've added. So we've added some photos in the past. Let's see so here's some additional ones. So this is one of the high alpine lakes up there. This is actually on the property. I take it back. I think this is actually on the property. So it's this feature. I've got this pulled up on satellite imagery. I'm pretty sure that body of water is this that you're looking at right there, or it's potentially this one. So if I get rid of that layer, you can see there's like two bodies of water on this first property there. I believe that that's what we're seeing right here. You can see that like the open space and stuff around the water. You can see all this open space without trees. This matches up really well with what we're looking at. So that's on that first 42 acre. I think it's a 38 acre. So I wanted to show you that. I think he's got some more photos here. Real quick before I get into access, let me try to show you a couple of photos from the previous owner. So this is one I wanted to show you. I wanted to get to this one. This is a north half of the 98 acre. You can see it from the other side of Gold Creek Lakes. This is what the previous owner had sent to me when I purchased it. Another photo that he had sent to me. And now we're getting into photos that the previous owner had sent to me. This is just an array. This is really close to the property. He actually still owns, I think, 40 or 80 acres, real close. But he had trail cams up and had just taken some photos of the area for me of Gold Creek Lakes from him and his wife hiking up there. So again, this is one of the access roads that gets you in there. Another access road that gets you in there. I've got some cool imagery and videos actually showing you too of what the access looks like. So talking right now here on the property. Target audience is going to be number one is going to be hunting and recreation. This is our listing here. Again, some of the photos, I wanted to scroll through it that way. Just, it's a little bit easier for me. We're at about 8,000 feet, 8,000 feet in elevation. I'm going to pull this up on satellite imagery and talk about the stream and stuff. But first thing I want to talk about, just an overview of the location. So we're down here. Here's Georgetown Lake, Phillipsburg. Here's Gold Creek, the town. Drummond, Missoula, Butte, Anaconda. So really a cool area in this Pintler Ranger district, like I said. In addition to being located here, this property is totally surrounded by national forest, right? So I'll pull it up on Onyx and you can see it here. It's completely surrounded by Deer Lodge National Forest, right? So here's our property. It's 98 acres total. You can see this Forest Service road coming through it. Here's like a hiking trail or like a 2-track that Onyx is picking up here. Then this is Game Pass. I've actually sold all of this land back here already. And this is Gold Creek that runs right through the middle of the property. You can see that there. So Gold Creek runs through that down into the creek. So you do have a live water feature on this 98 acres right here running through it. So without touching too much on access, I want to talk about, again, we talked about GPS coordinates and we're jumping into access now. So this is a Forest Service road. It comes off Gold Creek Road. So Gold Creek Road is right here. It's actually a really good road, this Gold Creek Road is. And I'm going to show you where you can enter the property. So if you see up here right off I-90, this actually is really easy access. So right off I-90 here is this town called Gold Creek. We can see it over here on a map. If I go up here, so here's Gold Creek on a map, and you actually just hop on this Gold Creek Road right here, and you follow this Gold Creek Road the whole way to get back into this mountain area. And then you head south, not too far over, on this Forest Service road that takes you past Gold Creek Lakes and up into the property. So just a forewarning, this is an ATV road. This is a side-by-side road. I'm not advertising that it's got great, access for your pickup truck, right? To me, this is a primitive, off-grid, remote property for off-grid cabins, hunters, and really this is a dinner table conversation property. This is a special piece of land, whether it's tiny homes, yurts, a log cabin you're building up here, whatever you want to do. I mean, this is primitive. This is remote. This is as exclusive as it gets in terms of a land investment with pretty darn easy access off I-90 too. And here's Rainbow Lake right here too. So there's a whole system of lakes back here. Here's Pikes Peak. I mean, a trail system, right? Really just a special area. You saw that in some of those photos. And so let me get into that. So we're talking about Forest Service road access, right? And that goes all the way back over here. In addition, I suppose you could look at coming in off this, I believe this is a county road, 168. You can explore this if you're trying to. County Road 168 is to the south end of the property. Forest Service might work with you on some sort of prescriptive use type of thing to put a 2-track up into this back end of the property. And maybe you can even explore what this trail is like. Clearly it's marked on Onyx. They're picking it up, Gold Creek Lakes Trail, about 1.5 miles. A hiking trail, maybe it's a 2-track. Maybe Forest Service works with you on some sort of prescriptive use, easement there, something of that nature. So again, this is a Pintler Ranger district if you're interested in talking to Forest Service. So some major selling points here. We're talking location number 1. There's a stream running through the property. We're surrounded by Forest Service, right? And now I want to pull up the property on a Forest Service map and just talk about access one last time. I'm going to get into satellite imagery, talk about what people are doing on similar types of properties back here as well. So again, this is that Gold Creek Road that I was talking about. It brings you to this section here. So we've got Gold Creek Road. It brings you to this section here. You've got this bypass road right here, 78379. And this road here brings you to Gold Creek Lakes Road. 8054 Gold Creek Lakes is the number on that Forest Service road. And that, as you can see, winds up to Gold Creek Pond and Gold Creek Lakes. So this is Rainbow Lake. This is Gold Creek Lakes. And you can see 8054 Gold Creek Lakes is at Forest Service Road is what I'm seeing here on a map. So you're seeing the same thing I'm seeing. Again, it's Beaverhead Deer Lodge National Forest, just totally surrounding this property. This Forest Service Road actually comes up and winds and around through here. All the way through, you can see our property kind of highlighted here, winds all the way through over to Pikes Peak. So some sort of hiking trail, a trail system that goes up there. Even the Forest Service has, this 8054 Gold Creek Lakes coming all the way through down to County Road 168, right? And so they've got this creek system too. They've got this little stream here on this interactive Forest Service map that floods into Gold Creek Lakes up here as well. So just wanted to show you that Forest Service stuff. whether it be hiking access or taking a side-by-side or a four-wheeler up there, that's kind of the situation with access that I'm aware of. And jumping into satellite imagery now, you can actually see some cool images here of Gold Creek Lakes. If you're interested in looking at that stuff, right? Rainbow Lake. This is Rose Mountain, what we were seeing in the photos. Like I said, from this property, you're perched up here. You got a really, really amazing view looking at Gold Creek Lakes with Rose Mountain over to the side. As a matter of fact, somebody's actually developed down here a little bit further, the neighboring property owner. I believe the story is from the guy I purchased the property from, that this person from Iowa flew in some materials, hauled up the rest and built some primitive off-grid cabins that they go to during the summer. You can see like this even looks like a vehicle almost, with a little cabin here. And you've got a cabin there with a pretty damn cool view looking into Gold Creek Lake. So they're obviously accessing their land, and we're right here. So again, I've got these two like water features on this property. And let me show you how you would split these properties up. And then you can even see, so this trail system that we're talking about, you can even see that right here. You see this coming down to road to 168. So you can see like pretty well defined, like that almost looks like a 2-track that gets up into the back end here. It kind of fades away, but it comes through here then. You see that kind of 2-track feature. So again, it's going to be an exploration when you go out there. I'm actually going to show you a survey map here in a second that'll help you understand it a little bit better. And then again, you've got this road that comes and winds around through the full 98 acres. I'm going to pull out a survey map here in a second, but this is one property we're advertising. I believe this is 42 acres or 38 acres. Actually, I stand correct. I believe this is our 38 acre that we're advertising right here. This is an 18 to 20 acre roughly, right? These are old mining claims that we're putting together and selling. Yes, you do get the land as well with it. You're not just buying the mining claim. You get the land, you can put a cabin on it, all that good stuff. So then here's the last, this is 42 acres right here. So kind of get an idea of what we're looking at, kind of the middle chunk that has a creek running through it. Looks like maybe the corner of this property might have that Gold Creek Lake running through it, or Gold Creek stream running through it. And then you've got this 42 acres. So all of them do have that road that goes through it. In a perfect world, I'd love to sell all this together to one individual owner. I think it's a cool property. You can split them off in the future if you want to, but for right now, that's kind of what we're looking at. But there's a lot of people that are doing cool things out here with their properties. I think somewhere here on satellite imagery, there's a ski cabin. So again, we talk about use, right? This is at 8,000 feet elevation. So we're talking about seasonal access to this property, unless you're going to use a snowmobile, unless you're going to use a side-by-side or a four-wheeler, right? To get up there, or excuse me, like a snowmobile or like a snowcat during the winter. There's a whole audience of people who will use this property during the winter. I mean, look at this case in point, right? There's backcountry skiing. People are going backcountry snowmobiling. So all that exists up here. And obviously there's summer use too. You could even go back in on horseback, up into these properties. So again, just kind of showing you, I mean, there's a whole system of lakes and back here for fly fishing and all that good stuff, whether it be summer, winter, or all around use, including hunting. This is really, like I said, a legacy, kind of a world-class land investment. So that's touching on what I know about the property. There's a couple other things I wanted to show you. There's some YouTube videos. I have them linked in the listing. This guy actually takes this side-by-side up to Gold Creek Lakes. It should be in the listing right here. So it's linked right here. This guy's going up to Gold Creek Lakes in his side-by-side. I'll just kind of skip through it. You can see the road up there. You get up there and it's beautiful. This is primitive. This is still untouched wilderness. There's not many people going up here. You'd have a one-of-a-kind property. So just kind of clicking through some of this stuff, and you get the point. This is Rainbow Lake that they're talking about here. And there is a person that's actually put together like a YouTube video with a drone up here at Gold Creek Lakes on a foggy day, which is kind of cool. So this is Gold Creek Lake, and there's that smaller section of Gold Creek Lakes. And, you can watch this, speed this up, see what this shows us. It's cool. I mean, like I said, it's really cool. I'll let you watch this on your own. This will be in our listing as well. So you can really see the property actually from this imagery, I think at the front end here, looking at it up here to the left. So it's kind of a tough one to look. It'll give you a headache if you watch it too long. So that's a lot of what I have to talk about on the property itself. What we do here at Wilco, we buy and sell all of our land sight unseen. I just want to say, this isn't legal advice. This isn't real estate advice. I'm one of the owners of the property here, one of the owners of the company. And, we sell all of our land as is. This is my disclaimer. I make it for all my videos, but hey, you as a buyer need to make sure this is going to be the right property for you, and fit what your needs and wants are. We sell a lot of land like this. There's not many properties that exist like it. I'm going to pull up Zillow and show you that. But just a reminder, if you have questions, if you want to talk with me, I'm here to have that conversation. You're welcome to go visit the property on your own anytime using the GPS coordinates, using Onyx maps and tools like that. Just make sure you're going to the right property, right? And this is our land. And so, like I said, just getting back to that disclaimer, this doesn't replace your due diligence. This isn't legal advice. This isn't real estate advice. You as a buyer are responsible for your own due diligence. So whatever that may be, contacting Forest Service, giving me a call, going to view the property. This is a territory you're playing in. Properties like this are going to maybe have some gray areas and things like that. So I want to talk about value. As we know, the state of Montana has just gone outrageous, right? Everybody wants a piece of Montana. There's a land rush out here. And so I've made a circle basically encompassing like all through the Bitterroot Valley there, Missoula, down all the way down into Butte as well. And I've filtered 10-acre properties in here. And I'll just start like not high to low, but low to high, because we're going to get, $15 million listings. So, low to high as I zoom in too, just looking here, here's 17 acres. This has, really no access to it. Besides, like, it looks like hiking access. That's a hiking trail. Really not as desirable to me. You're right outside of Phillipsburg. I don't know if I see how, this property doesn't really compare, I guess. In my opinion, it looks like it's hiking access. So, I don't know. Then you've got one here. It's 20 acres for $210,000. So I just want to give you an idea of how competitive our price is. We're not asking much more than that for all 100 acres, and that's our business. We're aggressive sellers. So, we're in the business of buying and selling pretty quick, our land pretty fast. So this is honestly a pretty comparable property to what we're advertising. Looks like the road going in. Maybe you can drive on a four-wheel, like a pickup truck or something on that. But again, we're looking at 20-acre lots for 150 and things like that. You just can't find 100 acres. Like if I go filter, even just for sake of like 40-acre lots, like there's nothing over. There's just not much out there, and here's these 50 acres for 240. But, you'd have to read about it to see really what it is. But this doesn't look all that great. Kind of dry and high, kind of deserty type of property. That's not really what we are advertising. We're advertising primitive property at 7,000-8,000 feet. And so this is probably more like it, to be honest with you, 160 acres for $680,000. So, again, there's not much that exists very similar to this. And again, there's that 50 we're talking about south of Anaconda. So really, there's nothing in this mountain range that we're looking at available there. So just to give you an idea kind of what the market is, you can play on Zillow and do all that good stuff. But, that's it for me checking out today. I'll show you the smaller acreages. We do a lot of land deals in Montana. I've got some property in Wolf Creek, Montana. We work up in northern Idaho. So you'll see a lot of unique land investments on our website. Again, we do offer more of a self-service real estate model, trying to share with you what I know about a property. I personally haven't been to this property, but we've sold a lot of similar type of listings or things like that. So again, I've got some of these smaller acreages listed here. 18 acres, like I said, 42 acres and 38 acres. So interested, just give me a shout. My name is Miles McLaughlin. Give me a call here at 605-250-1256. Thanks for tuning in.